Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey loves, welcome in.
Y'all are sleeping on this train.
You
If y'all haven't
guys,
did
how
it,
are you all doing? It's me, your coach king, me, your coach king, me, Terry. Good evening. It's me. Hi, Angela. Your coach Kenya. I love to chat. Hi, boo. Good evening. It's me, boo boo. Good evening. Let me quit playing. Hi, Gigi. Hi, Froggies. Hi, Sonia. How come I can't see our names? Okay, let me do it like this. Martha, Raw 66, Notary Balls. Welcome Instagram to YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. It is 8:48 in Arizona, and it is time to get into our daily reading. Today is Monday, Motivational Monday. I hope you had an absolutely amazing July the 14th. You did what you wanted to do today. I pray that you accomplish your goals. I have showered, taken off all my makeup, my lashes. I am feeling pretty great. I do need to have to work this evening. My legs are bothering me a little bit. So fortunately, this evening I have my legs propped up a little bit so we can, do what we need to do for my condition. But I digress. Outside of that, I'm pushing through and we are here together. Hey, Terry, good to see you. Have a D, is it Vaida? Is that it? Lima and Veronica, welcome in. K Don, how are you doing? Hey, YouTube. Thank you, Facebook, for your love and your comments. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, Instagram. Emma, good evening. As I stated, I this is our evening reading. I am Coach Kenya, and I am so excited to reach day 209. We have been going live and inspiring and motivating people for 209 straight days. Yep, you heard me. 209 straight days, guys. That's what we've been doing. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? My internet is spotty, yeah. Mine is too. I've tried to wait for it to stop raining so the signal can be stronger, but if I wait any longer, it's gonna be like super late. So I was like, you know what? I want to go ahead and get the live done. Hey London, how are you? But definitely internet is a little bit wacky, but I'm gonna do the best I can to jump right into our readings and not to keep you on here too long, or to bore you, of course, which I hope I never do. But if I do, I'm sorry. Every day might not always be like popping like that, but if it shall, I'm grateful. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for your grace. Hey, his queen and thou, how are you? All right. So if you're new, my name is Coach Kenya. I've lost, it's not an easy flight, but I've done it. I've dropped 479 pounds naturally, and I've been able to sustain that weight loss for over 10 years. And me, you are here kicking it, learning, loving, living, and growing together. I like to educate, inform, inspire, and help others have a deeper desire to learn about health and wellness. I believe that 90% of some of our struggles are directly related to not enough information knowledge. How does Zenobia? Not enough information and knowledge to pursue, achieve, or change what we're looking to change. Hi, Vera. Vibra, how are you? Big Sean, how are you? And so as a result, I try to offer this space. You don't got to hit the like button. You don't got to drop no gifts. I try to offer this space where you can come, grow, learn, inspire, change, and be the best version of yourself. Okay. And I pray that I've been doing that and I'm able to continue to do that. Hi, Chucker Baby. How are you? Hi, Cheryl. How are you? And I pray that I continue to do that. So without further ado, tonight, hi, Mel. How are you? We're going to be reading from our two top books. Hi, Angela. Good evening, babe. Face Your Fears, David Komalafi. Melody Beatty, Journey to the Heart. So we're going to deal with those. We're going to talk about those relationships daily. And then we're going to talk about that fear that could be holding us back daily. So because we address both, it really helps growing the mindset, healing, address healing things and things like that by looking at it through fear. Because sometimes some of our unhealed parts are being locked by fear. So until we can identify and strive through that fear, we may continue to stay locked. But if we take a deeper dive into that fear, then we can learn and grow from that. Okay. How you all doing out there? Can you guys tell me where you're tuning in from? As I stated, it is 8:52 in Arizona. Hi, Dr. Crystal. How are you? Hi, Dorlisha. How are you? Hi, Cammy. How are you? Hi, baby girl Lux6. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate you. Let me get you right back. Boom and done. Hi, Roxy Red. Hi, LaShawn Woodbury. How are you? LaShawn, is it LaShawn? I think it was LaShawn Woodbury. I'm sorry, but we're forgetting your name wrong, babies. Truth Taylor, how are you? Hi, Candy. How are you? Okay, we have made it to 209. And today's write-up for 209 says, before I lost weight, I laid down the burden. Before I changed my habits, I surrendered the hurt. This isn't just a physical transformation. This is a sacred work. Today, for day 29, your holy reminder that God didn't just bring you through. He's building through you. You're not just healing your body. You're healing your bloodline. You're not just eating clean, you're thinking clean, speaking clean, and protecting your peace like your life depends on it, because it does. I rise because God whispered, you're not done yet. I rise because my calling is louder than my cravings. I rise because my broken doesn't mean buried, and I'm living proof. Today, choose reverence over rush. You don't have to hustle or to prove you're worthy. You already are. Let today be about receiving the healing you've already made room for. Just know that you can pursue what it is you want and desire without losing what you believe you deserve and who you are and your value in pursuing that. So today's reading for 209 says, that is, that I may be encouraged together with you by the mutual faith, both of you and me. Thank you so much, lovely Lisa. Welcome in. Barbara, Kennedy, Shamika, and Janice, and Maylene. The principle for today's reading says, mutual encouragement fights our fears. Mutual encouragement fights our fears. Kakumam anam. Mutual encouragement fights our fears. So, and then the prayer for today says, I receive grace to encourage those around me in Jesus' name. And I shall not faint in encouraging others, myself and others. And you know what's so funny about encouraging? Many of us do really well encouraging other people, but we absolutely suck at encouraging ourselves. Many of us can literally excel a great deal, but we cannot, for some reason, do that same thing for ourselves. Why? High five first. How are you? Our feet first. Am I saying right? Feet first or five first? Feet first. Nice feet. Phoenix. Feet first. Sky, how are you? Like, I truly see, I know people that can totally go hard for somebody else. But if you ask them to go hard for themselves, that is just something they cannot conceptualize. They cannot do. They really struggle to commit and stay committed to doing things for themselves, or will always feel like doing for themselves is a form of selfishness. And what I need you to know is, baby, when it comes to your health and wellness, you need to be selfish. Because you only get one body, one mind, one soul. Once they jacked up, mixed up, sick up, broken up, damaged up, baby, that's all you got. So if nothing else, we have to be more tuned in to We have to be more deeply tuned into our journeys and where we're going and what we're trying to change, so that the change can be authentic and can have longevity. So yes, we can go hard for somebody else, but can we stay consistent and go hard for ourselves to where we can see a change? Many of us go to the gym for 3 weeks and get mad because nothing happened. Many of us ain't doing nothing much different, but we hopping on and off a scale and wonder why there's no change. So what we have to ask ourselves is, what goal are we really pursuing? Are we just pursuing skinny, or are we truly pursuing a version of ourselves that's healthy and wise and open-minded and increase self-esteem. And you know what I'm saying? Like, what's that ultimate goal? Like, what's the goal? What's your ultimate goal? Because if you say, I just want to get down to 800, I just want to get down to 150, then I would have to ask you, what's that 150 that's not at 170? Because if you think that there's some level or form of happiness that's with that number, you're going to be very fooled, very delusional when you get there. Because your brain is the same brain with weight loss when you get down there. So if you up here struggling with cravings and emotional overeating, what you think is going to be at 150 if you don't deal with the cravings and emotional overeating? Hi, Mulata, we got to be willing to do it all. We got to be willing to bring it all. Hi, Chatty Cathy. We got to be willing to do it all, bring it all. We have to do it all, bring it all, do it all. We just have to. Because if we don't, there'll be this missing piece, this missing puzzle. And of the thousands and thousands of women on weight loss journeys, you hear them come right back to the same app that they swore up and down they would never struggle about again, and tell you that, hey, Tawana, thank you. And say, hey, I'm really struggling with my mindset. How are y'all out here doing this? Because they haven't been given the mental health support they need to be emotionally successful. Many of us can learn any form of countertransference, habitual counting, tracking, or running to the gym. But can we sustain stress, trauma, drama, death, loss, and absolutely mayhem in our lives without running to emotional eating? Thank you, Mula. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Hi, Lauren. And that's the real question. It's not, can you keep the weight off when the sun is shining? It's, can you stay consistent and not overeat, secretly eat, sneak and eat, emotionally eat, starve, or anything when the going gets tough and the tough gets going? How many times have you followed someone and they did an absolutely phenomenal job on their weight loss journey, and then someone in their life passed away and they gained not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 and 500 pounds? How many times have you saw that? Because if we don't address our connection to using food to soothe us in our taste addiction, our chewing addiction, what happens to the brain? If you only do the body and you don't do the brain, you're going to look up and be right back where you came from. I'm telling you, because it's my story. I've been fat twice, just for the record. I didn't just eat myself to 592 pounds once. I once weighed 395 pounds too. So I'm not new to this fat thing. I'm old to it. I spent my whole life since the age of 12 battling with overeating, vomiting in bags, and hiding it from my parents. So I'd be a damn fool and a lie to sit up here and tell you that, I ain't got no emotional eating issues. It's just my body. It's just my endometriosis. It's just my PCOS. It's not me. I'm doing everything I can. No, I wasn't lying. Lying more than a little bit. I wasn't listening to them doctors. Them doctors was putting me on nutritional plans. I wasn't following them things. I was waiting days before the appointment to be consistent, a few days, just so I can go in there and say I had followed something. Child. Just to say I had followed something. And that's the truth. Looks at, what did I do? Behavior modification, a 3-2-1 meal plan, and nutritional cleansing. Yes, I worked out, but I did not extensively do extensive workout. I use resistance bands. I've been using a resistance bands since 2016 and a vibration plate since 2015. Thank you for my gifts, beautiful. Thank you, Mulata. I didn't just start. I've actually been on my weight loss journey since for the rest of my life. Make note of that. 10 years. I started in 2014. It's 2025. There's nowhere for me to there. There's no there. Because I'm sustaining. I'm maintaining. Why would I want to get to a weight and then stop doing everything that got me there to keep me, help me, and to keep me focused? I'm on round 2. I'm listening to you this time and understanding. Oh, Terry, I'm so proud. Doesn't it? But do you see how that works? How you can do so good, and the minute it gets too stressful or you lose focus on yourself, that weight will come zooming back so fast, like you went and purchased it and wore it. Isn't that crazy? Hi, Elsabella. How are you? How Sophia, as Elsabella Sophia, how are you? Thank you for the follow. Is that not crazy how that happens? How Pretty Brown 88? I'm talking about it will zoom up on your body like nothing you never seen. And God forbid you get a little more stressed out. Listen, the reason why all the trauma and things I've experienced while I've been on my weight loss journey, let me just talk to you about something real quick. Sometimes I never really talk about these things. While I've been on my weight loss journey, I've been divorced twice. I've been homeless. I've had 9 blood clots. I've been in 3 comas. I've broken my back and been paralyzed twice. I've been in 2 long-term care facilities. I've lost everything I had to start all over, and that's all in 10 years. And I still maintain my results. Why? How? Because I started dealing with my brain a long time ago, back in 2016 and 17. I realized then, creating Chinny, I realized then that something was wrong up here between me and food. Yeah. As a behaviorist, professional counselor, retired, something wasn't clicking. Because no matter what I did, no matter what circumstances I stood in, there was something not right with me and my relationship with food. And I discovered it only after paying attention to my thoughts and my cravings. I noticed that I could be on the phone with a girlfriend and she could be telling me her problems, and I would subconsciously get up, go in the kitchen, get something to eat, and be eating. Not because something was going on with me, but because the anxiousness that I was getting that was coming off of my friend. I also learned I had trauma bond food-based relationships with some girlfriends where all we did was sit and eat over our issues and problems. Learn that. Learn that. Oh, Michael, you don't have to give me a gift for me to follow you, babe. I follow people anyway. This is my backup page. I have over 61,000 followers. I follow people I don't mind following, babe. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate it. I've been on this app since it first came out, and I was viral years ago. I've been viral a couple of times on my backup page. I've never battled. I've never asked for gifts. I've never had a universe or nothing. I don't do any of that. You don't have to do that here, handsome. It will. I'm not sure if you're a female or male, but whichever it may be, you're more than welcome just to be here and hang out with me and get the information. I hope that I'm able to share something with you from my story and my trials, that it may inspire you and encourage you to grow, to reach your goals, and aspire to do whatever it is you're focused on and doing. So I have no problem being your friend, Mr. Michael. Sure. Hi, Grace. How are you, beautiful? Hi, SP Lotch Talk. How are you? Elsabelle, I got you, mama. Mulata, got you, mama, done. Rochelle, got you, done. I requested. Okay, so Miss Rochelle, so basically the essence of what I do is it's Leona, my baby. The essence of what I do, I love you too, babes. The essence of what I do, I guess, would be, it's not easy, but it is easy. So basically what I do is I set my watch. I eat on a time schedule so I don't miss meals. And I remind myself to drink my water by wearing bracelets on one wrist and switching to the other. TR! And switching them to the other nutritional cleansing is something which I do I do it in the form of a detox tea, which I drink in the morning and sometimes at night, but not always at night, but mostly in the morning. I drink 1 shake a day 90% of the time, but 10% of the time, I pretty much get up and do a high-powered protein something once after I drink my detox tea. So I might have eggs, a piece of chicken, and some avocado to make sure I get that protein first thing in the morning. Hi, Natasha. I'm working out. I walk around with resistance bands on my leg. I have some viral resistance bands I created a while back. Yes, scheduled is great. Isn't it perfect? I love the resistance bands because it works on giving my body that tension that it needs to correct my posture and stuff that I experienced from being so obese. Many of us don't realize that one of the things that we have to do when we choose to get healthy is we have to correct our posture, the way we walk, the way we stand and everything, because remember, we've been adjusting our body from bigness. That's why many of you lean over and stand on one foot. That's because you were so big that when you stood flat-footed, it hurt. So you got in the habit of standing. Have you ever seen big people that rotate on their tippy toes? It's not that they have one leg shorter than the other. It's because when you are big and your weight is predominantly in the front, it starts to pull on your spine and your back. And you have severe lower back problems and knee problems. And the reason why you're rotating, lifting up on that leg, I'm going to tell you why I was doing it when I was doing it. Because there was so much pain exuberating, shooting through my big old body from all that weight on my knees and back that I had to rotate myself in order to tolerate the pain. So I was cute all right, and I was eating all right, but I was suffering. You didn't know it, but I was suffering. But I was just like everybody else on, I'm this, I'm that, I'm a big girl, I'm a big this, my face don't climb. But baby, I was suffocating inside and dying. And that's the truth. And that's the real live truth. Our second reading says, July 14th. Touch the eternal. My friend, a clerk in a local bookstore, and I were sitting on a bench one evening about 20 feet from the edge of the Pacific Ocean. A few stars and a tiny sliver of moon softly lit the sky. We were drinking coffee and staring at the sea. I like the ocean, my friend said. I need to see it. It's nature's way of reminding us of eternity. Sometimes we zoom in on details of our lives, and all we can see is the small picture and the problems, issues, and specifics of what we need to do today. These moments are real. They're the heart of our lives. It's good to stay focused and attend to them, but sometimes we need to step back and see the big picture too. Visit places that remind you of the eternity when you can. See the mountains, see the stars, walk among the ancient redwoods, stand at the ocean's door. Let nature and life remind you of the eternity in ways that speak in your soul, that speak to your soul. July 14th. That one was good. Hi, Mermaid. Thank you, babe. Got you. That was good. Visit places that remind you of eternity when you can. See the mountains, see the stars, walk among the ancient redwoods, stand at the ocean's door. Let nature and life remind you of eternity in ways that speak to your soul. Sometimes we zoom in on details of our lives and all we can see is the small picture, the problems, issues, and specifics of what we need to do today. These moments are real. They're the heart of our lives. It's good to stay focused and attend to them. But sometimes we need to step back and see the big picture too. So I'll ask you, how many of you are right now only focused on all the little things in your life? All the problems, the issues, and the concerns. I would encourage you. My sponsor always has me write a gratitude list from A to Z when I'm focusing on the wrong thing. Honestly, mulata, I can honestly tell you that earlier today I was starting to stress about something small. And I had to hide the lights by Cynthia. I had to let it go. Because what I noticed is that when I do that, it causes like this it's anxiousness. But even though I'm not talking about it, it's in my brain. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like in my brain pressure. It's pressure me in my. So I'm not saying anything to anybody else, but it is. I'm focused on it because I'm asking myself, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? How am I going to solve this? And then I forget that I serve this man that says, "Bring all your curse to me, no matter how small or big, and I'll give you peace." And so what I'm learning today is our struggles aren't meant to unearth us. They're meant to calm us because we stand on the faith and know that even in the middle of our wellness and weight loss journey, when we don't know where we're going to go left or right, up and down, and everything all around us is falling down, we know that we can stand firm on our God. We know we can stand firm on what we believe. Yep. I put out fires every day. Exactly. It's like you're constantly, okay, I gotta fix this. I gotta, and sometimes we start focusing on it when all we need to do is get in there, do our part. And when we can't do our part, we surrender up and move to the next thing. And that's what I did today. I looked at my situation and said, what can I do about it? I'm doing the best that I can. I'm working as fast as I can. I'm producing as fast as I can. My desire is to fix all of it. But if I can't right now, what can I do but keep working toward the better version of making it happen? That's all we can do. I think where we struggle, hi Gene Sim, but I think where our struggle comes in, guys, is that we begin to focus so much on what's not happening that we don't stand in the solution space long enough to start creating a pathway to salute it, meaning find a solution to it. Right? And then have you ever thought about sometimes we find ourselves stressing and worrying about something that never comes to fruition? We literally will spend time frustrated, upset, broken down about something that never, ever comes to fruition. We be in straight fear and it never comes to pass. Never comes. Applaud the small wins. Amen. And celebrate them and talk about them and tell other people about them if you need to validate them. Hi, Angel Soul, Divine. How are you? Yep, Gene Sim all the time. Where are you tuning in from, my love? And when you really think about it, you realize that you spent more time worrying about something that didn't happen than your opportunity where you could actually focus on something that you could correct, fix, or change. Welcome in, Texas. Hi, Garden. Hi, Carolyn. Like, and I've done that. I've even had these times where I would come up with these like scenarios of how stuff was gonna happen, you guys. And I will go this whole it says, can you let them know they can get their daily bonus points after completing all daily missions? So TikTok wants me to let you guys know, don't forget your daily bonus points after completing all daily missions. I don't know what that means, honestly, so I just read it. Anyways, so I'll sit around, guys, and I'll be really worried. And I'll talk about what I'ma say and what they might say, and then what I'ma say back, and then what they gonna say back, and then what I'ma say back, and they gonna say back. Welcome in, Chicago. And Gene, it never happened. Okay, T. And it never happens. I literally rehearse how I'm gonna respond and what I'm gonna tell the person, and then it don't never happen. Hey, so I spent all this time rummaging my thoughts, obsessive compulsively rehearsing what I was going to say, and then I never needed to say it at all. And then I never needed to say it at all. So what I've learned from moving in that manner is that when there are things that occur, if it does not affect me in 5 minutes, 5 months, 5 years, I have to let it go. A. And B, if there's nothing immediately I can do about it and I have to wait to find a solution, then my job is to stay calm and in peace and pursue the solution, not the problem. I pray that something I shared tonight in tonight's daily reading blesses you, encourages you to grow. I followed many of you back right here in the live. If you follow me, I just followed you back like while we were here. So thank you so much for those of you who did follow me. I'm very grateful for that. And I did follow many of you back already. And I'm working on doing the rest that I just saw coming. I've got you, Mermaid. I followed you, boo. Natasha, did I get you? Got you, boo. Michael, I got you, babe. Yes, Terry. Yes, Terry. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You've consistently continued to show up. Changes are happening. Life is like, thank you, Mulata. Mulalis and Mulata. We create the anticipation of a future problem rather than looking forward to a victory. Yep. Did you ever feel setbacks that discourage you? Yes. Yes. So I'll tell you two setbacks that discouraged me a lot, and I had to really work with my mindset to overcome them. Right in the middle of my wellness journey, after I lost 468 pounds, I broke my back and ended up paralyzed and living in a long-term care facility. And immediately I thought to myself, I'm about to end up big again. The mere thought of me being stuck in that bed again after being in the bed for 4 years flat on my back and not being able to get out was absolutely terrifying. I was absolutely frightened. Frightened. I can only tell you that it was only by the grace of God that I was able to get through that without overeating because I wanted to. I can tell you that there were nights when I laid in the hospice bed and I had my cell phones and I could order those foods, but I remembered where I came from. And I knew that I couldn't give myself 1 second of an opportunity. I couldn't give myself 1 second of an opportunity to start eating like that again. Because if I gave my brain that chance, then I would start compulsively eating aggressively again because I was eating about 100,000 calories a day when I was previously in hospice. And that's how I gained 592 pounds. That's how I gained 389 of those pounds in only 10 short months, laying in a hospice bed because I was consuming anywhere from 25,000 calories to 100,000 calories a day. A day. And if you're wondering how that's possible, I'll help you do the math pretty quickly. Look at the back of a family size pack of Oreos. Look at the amount of servings. Look at the amount of calories, sugar, sodium, and fat per serving. And divide that by one person eating the entire pack. And there you have it. Because if it tells me I can only eat 4 cookies, and that's 380 calories, let's say 25 or 35 grams of sugar, and I eat 130 cookies, you do the math. And so I did that with also Doritos. I ate entire family bags of Doritos, 2 or 3 at a time, 2 to 3 packs of family Oreo cookies, plus all of my trays that came out of the kitchen, any fast food anyone brought me to the hospital daily, as well as the food that I ordered through DoorDash and any form of restaurants that delivered by the hospital all through the night. I used to know all the restaurants that were open till 2 a.m. so that I can wait till the very end of the night and order very large pizzas, fries, chicken wings, and have them delivered to the hospital, to the nurses' station like they were for the nurses. But really it was for me. So after the food was dropped off, of course, the nurses would bring all that food into my room and I would sit and eat on it until the next morning. And of course, all that toxins, fat and fried, I would end up sick with stomach ache, diarrhea, sometimes vomiting. This is all while I'm in a hospice facility, but that wouldn't stop me from repeating that behavior again the next day. Why? Because I was mentally not well. Because a person, for me, there is no way, when I'm mentally well, there's no way I can eat like that. I can't eat like that. I eat like that because there's an emotional hole in my stomach, not because I'm hungry. When I'm not mentally unstable, I can't eat like that. When I am depressed, I can eat like that. If someone dies and I let my depression run wild, I can sit and eat like that. If someone breaks me, hurts me, damages me to the right level, I can go back to eating like that because I eat when I'm in pain. My mind believes that I can eat the pain away, that if I eat enough bites and I chew enough chews, that my pain is going to be resolved, my problem is going to be fixed. That's in my brain. That's not my body's problem. That's me. And I know that might sound foreign and you might not be able to relate to that. Maybe many of y'all probably got big different. I don't know. But I'm just telling you, as a severe a food addict with a food disorder, I have bulimia as well. This was not new. I was dibbling dabbling in laxatives when I was 12 years old, trying to be thin. So it's not new. Let me read your comments. I'm getting the time. Oh my, you are a champ. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. I don't mind. Can we be friends? Yes, Henry. Anyone can be my friend. Sure. I have no problem. There, done. Angels so divine. Tasha, thank you for the gift. User 36719. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate you. Thank you for the follow, Tasha. I got you. I'm currently trying to fix bad blood numbers, cholesterol, sugar. I'm eating differently and working. Yes, Angel. And what you can do, as you heard me saying, with some of my actual clients and team members that have been with me for 9 and 10 years following our lifestyle, as you just heard her say, schedule timing yourself until you naturally can do it is very important for those of you who restrict. If you're someone who has procedures or you are on the injection, you have other factors happening, and you need to be aware of those factors so you can excel and have longevity and maintenance on your weight loss journey. Okay, and that you do that by supplying yourself with the knowledge you need. I went to get something to eat and felt anxiety. Yeah, yep. Have you ever gotten to the point where you was so frustrated and so overwhelmed with your weight loss journey and wellness that you didn't even know what to select, right? You didn't know what to select. No meds right now. That's okay, Angela. And if you need, and Angel, if you need meds and that's something you feel like you need to do, then you do that. The only difference is engage your mindset too. That's the only fail that I would say that I would heavily criticize 90% of the injection users on and doctors and anyone who creates them and does not heavily encourage therapeutic counseling. When you've been obese for hundreds and hundreds of pounds, there's a mental connection there. And for us to walk around and say that there's not, we're crazy. That we're even more crazy to sit around and act like we don't have no emotional connection to how big we are. We walking around with a back bigger enough bigger than a football field, and we ain't got no emotional problems. Then how the hell did you sit and eat like that? Make it make sense. It's not going to. The reason why it's not going to make sense because when you're an emotional eater, you sometimes can't even track when you emotionally overeat. I'll give you an example. You get off from work, you stop and get gas. You go in a gas station, you get a bag of chips, a Snickers, and a pop. You eat all three of those before you get home. You get home, walk in the house, cook dinner for your kids, eat your dinner, and any other food left on your kids' plate, you eat their food too. And then you'll say, I don't eat bad. The stop at the gas station, that food you ate in the car was to calm you down from the stress and anxiousness at work so that you can go home with a good mind. So you're using food to calm you, to soothe you, to deal, to feel, to live. Think about it. Wouldn't make it up. Y'all have a great night. Now you're here. Been on here for a while. I'm going to hop off. I usually only stay on for on Mondays. It's only 35 minutes. I think I've well past that, and I do deeply apologize for those of you I kept way too long. My deepest sympathies. I mean, I simply my deepest apologies. But I'll be back tomorrow. Same radio